I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media, and today on the Crypto Coin Show we have Oliver La Rosa, CEO of Globiance. Oliver, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time today.
Yeah, hello. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Excited to dive into crypto exchanges and what is going on in the industry right now, how Globiance is doing, and how you will continue to grow. I would love to kick it off with a high-level overview to start for those who aren't familiar with your team's platform on what is Globiance, what is the vision of the platform, and then we'll dive into all the details.
All right, yes, let's start there. So we have founded Globiance in 2018. The idea was to build a crypto exchange and banking platform. First, we were thinking that crypto will take very fast over the traditional banking, but we realized that there's a long way to go. So we decided to build first a bridge, which means basically to bridge fiat to crypto. And this is what we have been building on since then. In the background, we have even developed our own banking brand, which is called Globiance Pay. This is now a complete separate structure from Globiance. In Globiance, we have companies already licensed as crypto exchange in North America, South America, Europe, Switzerland, Australia, and Asia. And in Globiance Pay, we have started a little bit later. The first financial services institute we had in Europe in 2020. And now we have the plan to build out Globiance Pay to a global bank, which will serve not only the crypto sector, not only Globiance, but also other exchanges, other businesses, basically all the humans on this planet. So our regional expansion is planned very wide, and we want to especially care about the unbanked and underbanked regions, like South America, like Africa. So that's a big focus of us compared to just going for the prime markets.
Definitely, and I always say, especially people that are trading in the United States, you know, there's hundreds of other countries in the world that can also very much benefit from this neo-banking situation and cryptocurrencies. So I appreciate that that focus on these developing nations as well. I'm curious on, you know, this is a huge effort. How long have you and your team been working at this so far?
Well, as I said, in 2018, we started to build it. And it has taken a lot of time. We started even just as a B2B exchange, so we started to work only with business customers. And when we released first time our GBEX, this is our exchange token, it was in 2021, and only then we have really started to to have some retail clients on our platform. It was some years later, and then with Globiance Pay, the financial institute has started in 2020. And as I said, now we're going to develop it into a global bank, which is actually a even much bigger expansion that we had in the crypto exchange, as you can imagine.
Definitely, and I'd love to dive into the crypto exchange a little bit more. You know, there's been a lot of crypto exchanges that have come and gone, and it's hard to compete. Whether you're trying to compete on lowering transaction fees or other functions and features, or you know, gameability, other ways to attract users. How has that process been, jumping into a centralized exchange market with, you know, leaders like Coinbase and Binance? And has the strategy of targeting these other nations that you spoke of helped, or how else are you able to attract new customers?
Yeah, so from the beginning, actually, our strategy was slowing us down a lot, because me coming from an IT and banking background, we have chosen the way of doing all KYC and AML compliant, because we already knew how it was working in the banking world before. And other exchanges, they have just let you sign up with an email address. And many clients have asked us in 2018, why should I give you my passport? Why should I give you all my data? Why is this necessary? But I think some years have passed, and everybody understood that these are actually necessary obligations that we have to follow, especially when you are licensed in different companies and countries. So yeah, I don't want to say I told you before, because also there was for sure benefit in being faster and onboarding more clients at start. But I think we have chosen a slower and secure path for our customers, and this is what we had in mind. So I'm not really sorry that we have taken this way. I feel that we are very good situated. We have now licenses in all the regions for the crypto exchange that we need. We can operate freely and so far legally compliant for our customers, and we don't want to change that.
No, that's great to hear. And I think that taking that forward-looking approach with KYC, it was bound to happen. And now we're seeing, most of the major exchanges sort of do catch up or like kick customers off their platform or shut down in certain jurisdictions, which is no fun for people that were trading there before. So
exactly.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it at all. Now, I'm curious more on the operations or the day-to-day or the user experience of the customers. What are the different ways in which you're able to gain a competitive advantage over some of these exchanges that have millions of users? Is it different trading pairs or fees or derivatives and other ways to trade?
Yeah. So far, we don't have any derivatives. We don't have futures on our platform. So we are a sole trading and exchange platform. What we have for our users is we have good banking relations. That means we have fiat on and off ramps for our clients, which I think is very valuable, especially in these times. And this is also why we are building out our own banking brand in the background, because we need more and more fiat ramps, and a lot of banks have been falling out. So I think this is actually self-defense in the industry to build something what is needed by us, by other exchanges, and also by other industries. For example, high-risk industries. If you think about these, they always have problems with banking, and we have a lot of relations with companies in these industries. We even had that before we started Globiance. So, yeah, we know the pain of banking, and I think the best decision that we made is just to be our own bank and to offer this service to everyone who shares the same problems to getting banked properly.
Yeah, I like that approach. Just do it yourself, or build out that vertical extension to be able to support the main exchange throughout different hierarchies. So I like that approach. What would you say, Oliver, is the most important piece of having a successful exchange in the long run that is able to grow, not just in the bull run when everyone's trading, but also in the bear times when the volumes are lower?
I think it's important to provide a good customer support. And I can proudly say that our customers can reach us. So that means they don't even only open tickets to get some technical support, but we have very frequently used Telegram groups so that people can ask questions. And they even ask questions to myself. And if I see it, I will answer it. So you can really have the C-levels of our group in the chat and answer questions, and this in multiple languages. So I think it's good to be reachable. It's important for the clients that they can see that they can really see that they're humans working and not only like a ticket system where you get an answer in maybe a week or two or whatever. So I think the customer support is really the core piece of any business.
Yeah, I like that. And I agree. Company is just a group of people working towards a common vision. And to be able to speak to the CEO through the community chats is an amazing, you feel like you're really closer to the exchange, and it's more personal. And I can't stand when I go and, there's no chat, or there's like the only chat you get is some AI response. It's like, I really just want to talk to somebody, to get your answer solved. It's no fun having to try to figure out through automated responses.
Yeah.
And I'm curious on the blockchain side of Globiance as well. I saw that there is an integration with the XDC blockchain network. Could you talk about how that fits into the exchange and what benefit does it provide to the users?
Yeah, you could say that XDC is actually our home network. We are partners with the founders of XDC since 2018. Basically, while we're developing the network, we have been building an exchange, and also we have even the first code of our exchange was coming from the developers of this team. So we have a lot in common, and we have been growing with them together side by side. And I think that now is the time that a lot of people realize that XDC is actually a great blockchain. And that's why we also have it as a base blockchain for our exchange. We are also leader in the XDC staking. So we offer XDC masternode staking so that users that don't have enough XDC tokens to launch their own masternodes, they can come in, and basically we offer node sharing so that they can still benefit from the rewards that XDC is paying. That works really well. I think people like it. And apart from this, yeah, you see there are a lot of blockchains coming and going, but I think you have seen a lot of high quality deals being signed from the XDC founders lately, and XDC is coming more and more in the focus of financial services. So I think we will see much more from the network, and I'm very happy to be there since inception.
That's great. And I haven't looked into XinFin too much, but I'm guessing that in terms of the scalability and the cost, it's probably better than Ethereum for running an exchange.
It's much better than Ethereum, yes, but that's not too hard also. We have to be fair. We have now transaction speed from 1 to 2 seconds, and at the moment the transfer costs about 0.0001 XDC, and this is like only fractions of a cent still. So I think it's a great network, which is fast and also affordable. So it's the right network to move also big amounts of tokens. We also released our own set of stablecoins based on XDC network for the same reasons.
Oh, that's very cool. And with the user interface, I recently saw a post from the team that you guys completely revamped the user experience of the exchange. And you know, the user experience is so important, especially for people getting involved that are from the traditional world or people that haven't traded yet, to have something that's not too complicated. Can you talk about the user experience for Globiance? And you know, I didn't see it before, but you know, sort of what changed, and what is your thought process going through to give users a good experience that they want to make sure that they stay on the platform?
Yeah, so first of all, you may have seen it. I don't know if you ever opened our app or platform so far, but the color scheme that we use is jumping into your eye. We are very dark pink minded, so that's also the influence, of course, of my wife, which is also working on the brand design. But I like it, and if you ask our customers, most of them will answer you that they're actually using the dark pink template. This is what I always see in screenshots what they send to us. So yes, we have other versions. If you don't like it, you can just switch to mint, for example. We have other colors as well, but yeah, surprisingly, everybody's following this color scheme and they like it, because there's not too many financial services providers out there with these colors. There's some, but not too many, and I think many people see it refreshing besides all that green and dark blue, so which is a little bit boring. Yeah, but that's just for the colors. I think the core piece, what most users using now, is quick swap, which is basically a simple swap which jumps into your eye right when you open the app or the platform. We have a crypto payment gateway as well, and through this crypto payment gateway we handle a lot of business traffic, but our order books are still small compared to the other providers, so we connect to liquidity providers so that we can still offer all the depth in all the pairs that our users trade on the platform, which makes sense because you cannot just restrict the people to a very small platform. But we have tackled this in the way that we connected to the biggest liquidity providers out there, which are again connected to over 30 exchanges. So we have enough volume to handle all the user orders that come in, even though we are still a small exchange compared.
That's great to know. And speaking of liquidity providers, does the swapping just tie into centralized exchanges, or does that also tie into decentralized exchanges and DEX trading as well?
The decentralized exchanges are separated from the centralized exchange trading, even our own. So we have our DEX as well, which some of our users prefer to use, but this is not connected to the order books because the trading on the centralized exchanges, we have to verify all the identities of the users according to our license in the separate countries. So actually we don't have a chance to connect a DEX as long as there's no KYC token attached to a wallet, which will maybe happen in the future, but we are not there yet. I don't know if you know about it, but in Europe, there's already a new rule set which says that in future, if you want to self-host your wallet, then you need to identify the other wallets where you're receiving or sending tokens to. So we are going there. There will be a KYC token that you can create in your backend. It will be saved to your wallet, and so this wallet will be identified. Then you could also use it actually on a centralized exchange platform like this. Yes. So I think this is where we are going.
Yeah, I did hear some news about that in Europe, and I saw there was backlash because people were saying if you just want to transfer funds to one of your other wallets or to a friend, some small amount, that's not really trading, then or with exchanges and stuff, if you're trying to withdraw, then you have to have all these extra KYC measures. Do you think that that's going to go, did that go through, or do you think it's going to go through in the near future here?
Well, in Europe for sure, but even on the exchange platforms now, we have to follow the compliance rules, means the laws, which says that if you cross certain limits, then we need to ask for additional documents. We need to make sure of the source of funds, that means where the money comes from, or source of wealth, which explains why you can trade so much money. And these are limits that our compliance departments watch. So they will basically pick out customers that are crossing the limits and will then send them questionnaires. So we do everything according to the rules, but we don't make it a pain for the customers. I think we do it as human as possible.
That's good. Yeah, no, good to follow the rules. And I'm curious on what you think about the future of trading and the shift into decentralized exchanges versus centralized. Right now, DEXs are a small percentage of trading compared to what centralized exchanges are. There's thoughts that this is going to shift into a much larger percentage moving forward, probably not a majority over centralized, but where do you see, based on what you've seen in running an exchange and the current trading volume on DEXs, on where that might lead to in the coming years?
I think the DEXs will get more attention if these KYC tokens are in place. As I said, we also have such a system already in preparation. And once this is launched, then basically the centralized exchanges can also use DEX platforms which give the users more security because they have their own wallets. So the self-hosted wallets with a KYC token allows then a centralized exchange with a license to offer these decentralized exchange services. So I think actually it's an improvement and also an evolution of the centralized exchanges, and we will remove many risks for the hosting of the funds, which I think at the end, sometimes the people prefer to leave it in the custody of an exchange because they still can lose the keys. They always say, not your keys, not your crypto. But at the end, how many people lost their keys? And how many people really lost funds at an exchange? Yes, there were some cases. But what happened there, this is actually a criminal case. And this is not just up to the company because they did just a mistake in operating the exchange. So I think for many users, the funds means the crypto is very secure at exchanges, and they have more risk hosting their own wallet, especially if they can just lose their keys. I mean, there are different wallet authentication methods. I have seen already iris scan wallets. So even if you lose all the keys and the wallet, you can just get a new one from the factory. You can scan your iris again and you will get your wallet back. So that's good. If you have something like this in place, which makes it easy for the people, then of course you want it. At the end, what you want is to have a wallet, like your traditional wallet, where your money is inside and you own it. You have it and you control it, of course. I have the same feeling. So it's normal, I think. And if we can do this, being compliant and making it easy for the customer to handle, then yes, that's the way.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And we're seeing as the rules get stricter, it's supposed to be safer for the funds to be on centralized exchanges. And hopefully there are more authentication methods, like you mentioned, with biometrics and other methods to help decentralize wallets, because sometimes the 24 words or however paper trail that they've made, that's not bulletproof. So it's good to have backups. Now, earlier in the interview, you mentioned about the GBEX token inside of the platform. I would love to know more on how that exactly functions within Globiance and how does it provide value to all of the users of the platform?
So GBEX is actually a very standard exchange token, like you have seen it in other platforms. We have started in 2021, as I said. We have created a model which was inspired by other great coins that were hovering around at this time, and we have built the first deflationary exchange token. Other exchanges, by the way, have copied it later in 2021 and said that this is a great idea, and they just incorporated it into their exchange token. But if you search in the internet, we were the first ever deflationary exchange token. I think GBEX is a good product for our customer. It's the exchange token, but it's also being used for the staking services, for example, or it's used to pay fees on the platform. So basically, GBEX cannot work without it, the platform.
And what does that's good to know, Oliver. And what does that mean about deflationary when it's on the exchange? Does that mean that when you're using it, then some of it gets burned, or how exactly does it become deflationary?
Yes. So we have a transfer tax on the smart contract. That means every time that tokens are transferred, 2% of the tokens are being burned, and 2% are being distributed as a reward to the other token holders. That means whenever you have GBEX one time, every single day, after every single transaction, you will receive more GBEX by other users doing transfers. And additionally, for a part of the fees that we have on Globiance Exchange, we are also burning additional tokens every Monday. Actually, that's a big event for our customers. Every Monday we count how much volume we had in the week before, and then 6% of the trading fees that we created through this volume we burn. So at the moment we are burning around 250 billion per week, I think. Sounds like a big number, but we also started big. We started from 500 trillion coins at the beginning, and now we are already down to 357, I think.
Wow, very cool. And what is the best way for people to learn more about the platform, or where's the strongest communities for Globiance?
I think a good starting point is our Telegram group. We can maybe share the link later, and people can just hook in the group. Other than that, it's a good idea to just download the app or sign up on the web platform. If it's the pink one, then it's right. You see it. By the way, you asked me about GBEX. Another thing which is very addictive is for the users which have the GBEX on the platform, there's a reward claim button. So in the top right corner of the app, this is what everybody does, every customer, I think, at least our family, our employees, everybody that I know. If you open your app, the first thing is to click in the right corner, rewards, redeem, and see how many rewards you got from the day before. So that's for the GBEX tokens that you have on the platform. But if you have an external wallet, then the rewards are coming to you not so spectacular, just automatically added to your balance. But you still get them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love those daily rewards. It gets people to check back every day. So I think that's a great little bonus in the exchange, Oliver. And I can leave the Telegram and the other socials and the trading platform links in the description below as well. I appreciate you coming on and just talking about exchanges, where we're at, where Globiance is going. All the best with the exchange moving forward, and let's definitely follow up in the near future.
Okay. Thank you, and have a nice evening.